James, I've already done it. Hi there. Oh, was that me saying, James, I've already done it right on the air?
That's
Oh,
right.
well,
Well,
I
we are
have
on the
already
air.
done it.
We are on the air, aren't we?
Anyway, guys, we're kind of in a hurry. So my name is Beth Green, otherwise known as Granny Rock,
And I'm Sweet Baby James, otherwise known as James Maynard.
otherwise known as James. So,
What?
anyway, my topic tonight is very timely, not only in a social, societal, political sense, but also personally. It's something that we all do, and it's called When We Fight the Truth, Let's Ask Why. Hi there, Elizabeth. Oh, I'm so glad that you said hello, so we know that we are actually broadcasting. And we got a wave from Catalina. Mm. And yes, I am finishing my dinner right here. I'm just chewing, though. So, anyway, before I get onto this really interesting topic, and have you noticed that when people don't like the truth, they tend to kill the messenger? I almost called this show, Why Do We Want to Kill the Messenger? But I decided to make it broader in scope. So, would you like to introduce our show before I go on?
Yes, indeed, you have come to Granny Rocks, where Granny rocks our world with her wit, her wisdom, and her very uncommon sense. And we do this every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, Eastern, Pacific time. So thanks very much for joining us, and now over to Granny.
Okay, so I've been thinking about this quite a bit lately because there's been some of that going on in our household too. Tracy says hi, and she says eyeballs with hearts, and Todd says hi, Granny, sweet baby James.
Hi, Todd.
And I wanted to say that Catalina also sent a heart. Oh, and Blanca. Hello, Beth. Hola, Blanca. All the way from Ecuador, I think. Anyway, it is so good to see you guys. I hope you really enjoy this program because I think it's extremely timely for us to start getting more understanding of one another and why we actually keep killing the messenger. So if you're not familiar
And
with that
fighting
phrase,
against recognizing the truth.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But when I say kill the messenger, it's like somebody comes and tells you something, and you just don't want to know, right? So then you get angry at them, like somehow they did something. Okay, so if you want to kill the messenger, guys, that could be the sign that this is very important to you, critical maybe. And so it's a real invitation to go inside and take a look. And that's, what I'm suggesting that we do tonight. For example, let's say a friend of yours alerts you to the fact that your boyfriend or girlfriend or them friend is being unfaithful. Now, do you tend to believe the friend first, or do you tend to believe the boyfriend or the girlfriend or the them friend first? Well, you see, that really doesn't have to do with the friend, although you may think it does. It probably has to do more with you and how you feel about your relationship. I mean, if you feel very threatened that your relationship could be out the window, you are absolutely not going to believe them, and you're going to say, why would they ever do a thing like that? And that you try to kill the messenger, right? You said that can't be true. Or, on the other hand, I mean, if you try to kill the boyfriend instead, well, that's a different topic. In fact, it could be that the friend is making stuff up. Now, here's another example. Let's say you get a note or a call from the school principal suggesting that your daughter is probably doing drugs. Do you get mad at the principal, or do you explore? And if you do get mad and you don't explore and it turns out that the daughter is doing drugs, does the problem go away? So you see, this is kind of an important topic. It runs through our lives. Does it seem, you get what I mean, why this is so important? And this is also true on the political arena, as we've seen, or we're seeing a lot lately. So why do we want to shoot the messenger? Somebody comes out with a news article that says something that we don't want to hear. that it's debunking some belief of ours, or it's exposing one of our heroes. It's like, oh, they're so terrible, they're prejudiced, they're the tools of the whatever it is.
Fake news.
Right. Fake news, exactly. Amy says, hi, you too, sent hearts, and
Hi,
hi,
Amy.
you won. So, why do we want to kill the messenger? And why do we want to resist recognizing these truths? Well, first of all, and I'm going to get to something that I think you may not have thought of, but I'm going to start with the obvious. I really, 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 really want something, and if I face the truth, I can't have it. Now, we've been going through stuff like that lately because we have sold our wonderful family home here, and we are looking for a place to live, and we are totally freaked out that we're not going to find a place in time because the market is so terrible for a buyer. And so, oh my God. So some house comes along and we say, oh, that's okay. Oh, that part's okay. Oh, sure, that's okay. Oh, we can handle that. Oh, yeah, it's not so bad. So what if the roof is leaking or the foundation is cracked or something like that? Or something that's not even that extreme. That's just like, oh, there isn't enough land. There's no place for the dogs. Oh, it's got 75 gazillion stairs and I'm crippled. But no, those are minor. We can solve all of those problems. Well, why is that? Because we're just so scared that something else won't come along, right? Oh, Amy says the left side of my face is mostly out of the camera view, Granny. Thank you. Did that help? I hope so. I moved the camera, I moved my face, and we'll see. Thank you for advising me. That means I only half want the truth on this. So, this is a real obvious example of how we fool ourselves. Now, the result of that fooling ourselves could be disastrous. Or maybe we can't even afford the house. Then we get in trouble, and then we're in foreclosure, and then we have to blame somebody, or we blame ourselves, or we feel terrible, or we go bankrupt, or we think, oh, we were so stupid, or why didn't I think of that before? And if a friend tells us, brings this to our attention, we'll say, well, yeah, but you don't understand. You don't. Okay, Amy said yes, which I assume means that my face is back. Thank you so much, Amy. So I don't want to know that a house won't work because there may not be another house. I really feel the need for a home.
And you don't want the messenger telling you the things that are wrong that make this not the right thing to do.
That's right. We don't want to hear from that. They're just wrong. They're prejudiced. They're stupid. There's something wrong. Okay. Now, let's take another slice of why we might want to kill the messenger. I feel that the truth will change my life in a way that scares me. For instance, if the boyfriend is being unfaithful, I might have to leave my boyfriend. Or I might have to be willing to accept the fact that I have a sex addict for a boyfriend, or that there's something wrong with the relationship, and that we're going to have to work on it. There could be a whole bunch of reasons that that it could be threatening, but it will change my life because what I really want is just to go along and not think about it. Oh, Danny is giving us applause. Thank you, Danny. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Oh, and Jose says, hi, God bless you so much, Mama and Papa. And hello,
Gracias.
hola, Jose. Thank you, and God bless you as well. So, I might have to change my life. The truth may change my life. It may not be in the way that we fear, because maybe the first thing we think is, oh, I have to leave the boyfriend. And maybe I do, but maybe I have to start dealing, as I say, with the fact that my boyfriend is a sex addict. And then I have to look at my reactions and think, oh my God, how do I feel about that? Could it possibly be that I'm with a sex addict? What does that say about me? Blah, 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 blah. And could I ever get over it? And so on. Okay, number 3. this is why we fight against the truth and kill the messenger. This is really deep because I can't be the kind of person who, for example, let's say you have been a follower of a political leader who says that he won the election or is going to win it in a landslide, and you have been believing him all along. Or if that leader has been saying that he, he's got everybody is for him or whatever, so or everybody agrees with him. Well, supposing that person, that leader, loses the election, well, you're not going to listen to the news media that tells you that he lost the election, or even the people in his own party who are admitting publicly or not so publicly that he lost the election, because you might feel gullible, like, oh my God, if he lied to me about this, what else did he lie to me about? And how could I have believed in him? And so we don't want to believe that we're gullible. We have to keep believing in the big lie, right? So I'm not saying that the people who voted for this person may have been right or wrong or anything. I'm just talking about the process of wanting to kill the messenger. It must be the fault of the media that's making up that he lost the election or something like that, because I don't want to see that I am gullible. Now, another factor is I don't want to see that I'm ignorant. For example, supposing this was way back when, do any of you know who Liberace was?
I do.
Well, would you like to share who Liberace was?
Well, he was a very flamboyant pianist who had a weekly show on TV, and he was very popular.
Immensely, ginormously popular guy, played in Vegas and all that, and used to come flouncing out in all kinds of outfits with jewels and all of that. Well, it was obvious the guy was gay. I mean, but supposing you have no idea what gay people look like or act like, supposing you've been brought up to think that gay people have horns or that they're the devil, how could this guy that I love, who brings me joy, who has, makes me feel good inside, how could that guy possibly be gay? I couldn't be that stupid.
Well, you even have romantic feelings for him.
Oh, yes, even worse. And, isn't this true? Oh, my God. I fell in love with this guy or woman in the office, and only to find out that they're gay. And Amy said, yes, he surely dressed wildly. I mean, that's the funny thing, Amy. How much denial do you have to be in? Because he did dress wildly, especially as the years passed. He became more and more and more outrageously dressed. But then, of course, a lot of rock stars did that too. But this was before they did it. And so, anyway, I don't want to admit that I'm the kind of person who is that ignorant and that I am that prejudiced, that I thought that gay people were like this when they're really just people. Oh, Blanca sent us flowers. Thank you. Laura says, sending love and peace to you both. Thank you. We need that. We need that. So I couldn't be the kind of person who is ignorant, who doesn't know a gay person, especially since I've been fighting against them and saying terrible things about them for many, many years, right? Or I couldn't be the kind of person who's that fearful, or I couldn't be the kind of person who's that blaming. And I want to bring in another one of these perspectives now. And then I'm going to ask for you to share something that you just don't want to believe and shoot the messenger and ask yourself if it's about I really, really want something, and if I face the truth, I can't have it. If it's about I feel the truth will change my life in a way that scares me, or I think I couldn't be that kind of a person. I couldn't be that kind. I mean, maybe the reason that I haven't done something is because I'm too scared to do it, or I'm not talented enough. It's got to be some other reason. It certainly can't be me. But the fourth perspective I want to bring in is I may have to rethink. think, think, and rethink. Well,
Mm.
for example, we have an example of Adolf Hitler and the Nazis blaming the Jews for all their problems. And people actually went along with that, believed it, blamed the Jews, thought that if we could just get rid of the Jews, we wouldn't have these problems anymore. Well, there are still some people who scapegoat the Jews or the gypsies or the communists or the gays or black people or Asians or trans or whatever. We may have to rethink, why are we in trouble? You know, a lot of people in the United States, where we broadcast from, believe that many of our problems are because black people have too much power and they're getting all the advantages, you know. And so, supposing somebody comes along and gives you the truth that black people don't have your money, rich people have your money, and most of them aren't black. Well, that may be even more threatening because now you have to fight rich people who are powerful versus black people who aren't powerful in the society. Or you can't pick on the Jews, which was a persecuted minority that you could blame and scapegoat. You see, a lot of times we're really scared to rethink something to see what it really is, because then we may have to change our lives. So you see, all of these four perspectives that I brought in tonight, they're very, very connected. You could say, let's go back to the Jewish example. I really want something. If I face the truth, I can't have it. I want to have peace and prosperity. And if I face the truth about why I don't have peace and prosperity, then I might have to do something, which is number two. I feel the truth will change my life in a way that scares me. I might have to fight the people who really have the power. And three is, I really couldn't be that kind of person who's just prejudiced blindly for no reason at all, a disgusting, despicable human being. No, no, no. And then I have to rethink. I have to think about what the causes are. So does anybody have an example that they would like to share? I hope this is being extremely helpful. Sweet baby James, do you have something?
Well, you know, given that you are an intuitive counselor, you have often pointed out things to me about me that I was either only subliminally aware of or not aware of at all, and I would deny it. You know, I've come to realize that I'm way more anxious than I thought I was. More insecure than I thought I was, more angry than I thought I was. A lot of times you'll pick up on me being resentful or angry toward you when I'm not aware of it. And then when you say that, and you say that you feel like you're being attacked by my anger, then I get defensive, and you know, sometimes I feel like I want to kill the messenger. Ta-da!
Well, is there anything more specific that you have in mind that might have happened today?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes. Um, I've had a love of performing music for many years, and in recent times I was in a jazz combo program at the community college, and I felt a lot of anxiety, a lot of pressure to perform, and there were slip-ups that happened here and there, or miscommunications and so on. But I didn't want to accept that I wasn't up to the task. And Beth would communicate to me that, hey, you know, this is really creating a lot of havoc for you.
Taking a toll on you.
Taking a toll on you. And
You.
On me. On
Right.
me. Yeah. And so I didn't want to accept that. But ultimately I came around to that. But even after that, I wanted to say this. Well, mainly I stopped doing that program because she wasn't doing well with her health in that city. And so I, in a way, I revise history to make it work, make me look better.
Well, to make you look different, because you really, really want to believe that you are a natural performer, and you can't say that isn't working, and you may feel that the truth will change your life in a way that scares you. I don't know what that is. It's like, oh yeah, you can't be that kind of a person. You can't be what kind of a person? What is it? What kind of a person do you think that you can't be if you have a lot of anxiety about live performance?
A person who can be counted on to deliver in a live performance.
So that you're not.
And okay. So to admit that I'm not the kind of person who can really guarantee that I'm going to be able to do that on a consistent basis.
But that must mean something to you. I'm thinking about, oh my God, I'm not thinking about anything. My whole brain went bye-bye. I want to go back to the house example. If I look at a house and it's just physically too daunting for whatever reason, it's not level enough, or there are too many stairs or something, I have to admit that I'm disabled.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to admit, perhaps, that I'm that kind of a person.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm the kind of person who needs help. That I'm the kind of person who needs to live in a single level house. I've been going through this, guys. So we're looking at chairlifts and everything. But, it's really that on some level, is I want what I want. And if I look at who I really am, I may not be able to do that.
Right.
I may not be the person who can have that. And I'd better start embracing being the person who can have this. So it could be, and it's just, this thought is coming to me as we're talking on the show, that maybe your feeling is that you don't want to be the kind of person who is too impaired on some level in order to perform. That may be why you're fighting it so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Amy said, when someone points out that I'm being reactive about something, I have to put in effort to consider if what they're saying is true. But if I am willing to consider that they are right, instead of killing the messenger, then I can see they're actually helping me to see something that makes my life very difficult. Mm-hmm. And that is a beautiful way to end this show. And I hope that this show doesn't end with this hour, because I'm hoping that it reverberates in you. What are the things that you're fighting about yourself? Amy goes on, at times I don't like to admit that I need a lot of support to keep growing in my life. It can look to me as weakness sometimes. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I relate to that.
That's right. So what I'm hoping that you got out of the show, and please like this show, love this show, share this show with people who are going to hate you for sharing it with you, because they may shoot the messenger. And comment. I will always answer your comments later after the show. We have another group, and then I'll come back, and if you haven't shared during the live show, I will respond to you. We need to support one another around this, and it's really important that we have compassion. It's not enough to say, oh, well, the followers of that guy who are all inflamed and can't believe he lost are just stupid asses, and that we can't understand them. I did this show deliberately tonight in order to force myself to look at how I do that too. Don't want to believe certain things or want to shoot the messenger. I don't want to be disillusioned about something that I cherish and that I wish were true. So, you may disagree with me, and you may walk away and say, yeah, but he really, that the other candidate really won. Well, that's fine, whatever you believe. But what I'm talking about is something that all of us can be practicing, which is trying to have a little compassion and understanding for those who tried to kill us when we're really trying to help them. So, come back next Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. And tomorrow night and every other Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, I play the piano for you in Dreams of Peace, which I hope gives you a lift. So, is there anything else?
Every Thursday. It sounded like you said every other Thursday.
Oh,
So
did I?
every Thursday.
Every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific time, I play the piano. And
I just want to say that when I get that kind of feedback, it helps me to grow and release stuff that gets in my way, just like Amy was talking about.
That's right.
So that I can lead a more relaxed, less pressured life.
Right.
Less pressure on myself to live up to something that isn't real.
And you know, sometimes when you keep getting the same message from in different forms from different people, it becomes easier for you to drop the defenses and ask yourself, which of these many reasons do I not want to hear this? We love you.
Thanks a lot for coming.
Thank you.
Great to have you with us.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.